Now let's talk about sales management. And there's a couple of big issues, customer coverage and then just the management techniques. From a sales management perspective, the issue with customer coverage is that it's expensive to send people on sales calls. So I don't want to spend money having people call on customers who aren't going to do a lot of business with us, but at the same time, I want to make sure that my customers are taken care of. Have we talked in this class about the 80-20 rule? The Pareto principle that 80% of your business comes from 20% of your customers, 80% of your problems come from 20% of your customers. With that 80-20 rule in mind is, I call it A, B, and C accounts. Is the A accounts are those 20% of your customers that are 80% of your business. Those are your bread and butter. So you want to make sure that those customers are well taken care of. You want to make sure they're called on regularly by salespeople who know what they're doing. And then we have B accounts, which are prospective customers who aren't currently doing a lot of business with you, but have the potential to do a lot of business with you. And those, they're not your bread and butter, but they're the future. Those are the accounts that can be developed that can grow a territory. And the last kind of account is a C account, I call them. These are smaller accounts that either don't have the potential of doing significant amount of business with you. And for them, the issue is just minimizing the cost of servicing the customers. Might handle them by telemarketing or self-service through a website and only send out a human being if there's an issue that requires resolution. So then, with that in mind, as a sales manager, we need to create territories for our salespeople so that it will keep this, you always want salespeople to be hungry, meaning that they want to work a little bit harder to earn a little bit more money. And the neat thing about sales, and that's what people love about sales, is your compensation is directly related to your efforts. And it's like at the end of the day, you keep score. That's very, I had a friend that was what he loved about sales, is at the end of the week, I know exactly where I stand. So what you want to do is I want to develop territories so each salesperson has a certain amount of the A accounts, and those A accounts would be like the guarantee. That's, you know, the existing business. You can expect some sales from those accounts, and I would expect those salespeople to call on those accounts regularly. And then I also want to make sure that there's enough B accounts in the territory that if the salesperson wanted to really grow the territory, there would be opportunities to expand the business and to make more money. And then the C accounts I would want to distribute fairly. It's just recognizing that if I have a problem in one of those C accounts that requires a sales call, it's probably not in my salesperson's best interest to make that call because there's not going to be enough business to justify the expense. So I just want to make sure that that is distributed fairly amongst the sales force so nobody feels like I'm getting all of the bad accounts or all of the good accounts.